In tonight's Closer Look, News 8's Scott McDonnell reports on the vicious cycle of domestic violence in Connecticut.
The door to domestic violence is dangerous on both sides. Walking up to it, police face a high emotional exchange that can turn violent and at times even deadly. For the victim inside, the fear and abuse is replayed every single day. And now even those who are trying to help are in fear of not being able to provide when that call comes in.
Truth be told, in my situation, I probably wouldn't be alive. I was very suicidal.
Becky Rutroff walks with confidence and courage today. But after years of domestic abuse at the hands of her husband, she came to a turning point.
The decision I made was, this has to stop. I was beaten and whipped in front of my son, who had just turned 4. And the look on his face was the terror I felt all those years.
But leaving for many victims is not easy.
I had children. I had another child during that time. It was just my way of living. And I just thought, this is it. I was so isolated. I just had no one except for my abuser.
Becky finally stepped out of the shadows at Safe Haven. It provides a protected place to stay and helps women escape their abuser.
We have a couple of rollaway cots that we use, that if we have a victim that in the middle of the night somebody needs shelter, we will put them on a cot in the toy room, the playroom.
It's full at all times, 115% capacity year-round, helping victims in the darkest of places.
There are people that come to our shelter that are actually released from the hospital because they've been hospitalized for being punched in the face or slashed with a knife.
And like many other shelters across the state, now struggling to survive budget cuts. Over $17,000 in state cuts for Safe Haven Waterbury. That's 250 nights where a safe bed is now not possible. The shelter left scrambling to keep victims safe.
We sometimes will have to refer to other programs in the state, and sometimes we actually refer out of state. We will get them to New York, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, wherever we can get them to keep them safe.
And after finally deciding to break free, thousands of women across the state of Connecticut hoping that help is there to change their lives.
I would not be able to celebrate my children's lives as I do today if I was still in that domestic abuse situation, because the focus is on the abuser.
And Becky now volunteers at Safe Haven in Waterbury, helping other women. She's also spoken in front of the Connecticut legislature on domestic violence laws multiple times. With the budget cuts, the shelter is hoping an upcoming fundraiser can help bridge their budget gap. We've put a link to their Out of the Shadows dinner at our website, WTNH.com. In the studio, Scott McDonnell, News 8.